everyone. Welcome to Mickey Sightings. Sorry we're a little late tonight. School is crazy. Becca's running for student government president, so our house is kind of like campaign headquarters. Posters are being made, speeches are being written. Yeah. Anyway, so it's probably just going to be me tonight. So if you're looking for my dynamic duo that's always with me, Becca and Susie, they're making posters, and Dad is doing the YouTube thing. So anyway, welcome to the channel tonight. Hey, Lucky Minute. Hey, Minute, good to have you with us. Okay, you're going to listen to us while we're doing chores. All right, all right. Hopefully it won't be too boring. Like I said, my girls are not with me. They are across the hall working on campaign posters. So Rebecca had to give they videotaped their student government presidential speeches yesterday. So she spent part of the weekend in our trip down to Galaxy's Edge this past week writing her presidential candidacy speech. And they're going to video them, and they're going to show them across the school next week. And so starting tomorrow, they could put up their campaign posters and their campaign stickers and all that kind of stuff. So Susie and Rebecca are in Student Government Association presidential election mode. Hey, Mike Wheeler, good to have you. Hey, Trix. Oh, guess what, Trix? The box was sent out today. So be checking your mailbox. The box has been sent out today. And hey, Mike, good to have you with us, buddy. Good to have you here tonight. So tonight, of course, is Thursday Night Live, where we typically will do. I think last week we did our game, I Bet You Never, at Disney, and that this week we're going to kind of talk a little bit about Galaxy's Edge. I know everybody is talking about Galaxy's Edge, but we did our annual pass holder preview this past Tuesday. And so I thought we'd talk about that tonight and just some of the goings-ons that are going on around Disney. I don't know if you guys have been watching some of the headlines that have come out today, but some neat stuff is happening with the Skyliner. It looks like they are ready to start maybe at least moving cast members for some serious people moving testing as they are unwrapping all the signage, getting all the signage finalized. They were doing some final touches, my understanding, over at the Caribbean Beach Resort terminal today. They were running test runs through the Epcot line today, which is a huge advancement. I don't know why that one has seemed to be on the back of this whole process, the Epcot line. But September 29th is getting closer and closer, and that's when it's all going to happen for Skyliner, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun riding that. I think that's going to be a unique addition to the transportation at Walt Disney World, and I'm curious to see if they will then go into stage 2 and 3, maybe to Animal Kingdom, obviously Magic Kingdom, be able to tie in some of the other resorts and parks. So it's going to be really neat to see it. It seems like every time we're down, we're usually down for a short weekend, so they are not running the gondolas on the weekend. But when we were there Tuesday for the Galaxy's Edge preview, they were running. It is so cool to see them running. It is just so neat to see that. Seeing them come across the road, they're just moving along and thinking that in just a few weeks we can kind of be up in there. And some of them are high. I mean, some of them get up really high. When Rebecca and I were over at, we went to Caribbean Beach Resort to have dinner about 3-4 weeks ago when we were down there while Susie and Robin, they were doing a crafting seminar. They're really high. I mean, I know they kind of look high in the video, but wow, they are pretty high coming out of there. So I don't know if people that have issues with heights, how they're going to like it. It's probably going to be something they're going to have to adjust to. Hey, Two Real Geeks, good to have you guys with us tonight. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, that's what we're going to talk about is Galaxy's Edge. It was wow, absolutely incredible. Where should I start? Our reservation was Tuesday. Our reservation time was from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And we were kind of like, okay, 4 hours. Are we going to do everything in 4 hours? Is 4 hours long enough? Is that too long? Kind of all those questions. And we left home at 11, got down there about a little before 3, got in right at our reservation time. And Just met up with TTG Tour of the Galaxy. They were there and hung out with John and Dana and family, which is always awesome. We absolutely love those guys. They're such an amazing family, and we so enjoy being able to meet up with them when we're down there. And we just hung out and talked and did stuff together. But the land, Galaxy's Edge, the land, I tried to do a live stream, and the streaming there is horrible. We're hearing that maybe Disney is not allowing the Wi-Fi signal to maybe be consistent, but more intermittent until opening. We've kind of heard that rumor. I wasn't even using Wi-Fi. I was using Verizon because that's where my mobile data comes through. Even Verizon, it was horrible. It would, if I wasn't standing in one spot, like there was one spot just beyond where the Millennium Falcon is that I had signal. If I even took 2 steps in any direction, I lost complete signal. It wasn't like it just dropped. It went completely away. So I was trying desperately to stream. I think there's a little like 9-minute video up on our channel. I left it there. It's terrible. But we did a lot of video. So I'm working on trying to edit that together. I'm hoping to maybe have that out tomorrow or Friday so that you guys can see some of that. But it was really neat. It really felt like, hey, Gallantly Streaming, good to have you with us tonight. It was horrible. Just okay. I'm trying to follow the chat here, make sure I'm okay. So what they're doing for annual pass holders that had reservation times, they sent out an email that said, okay, reserve, and everybody jumped into the system. I was out. I had a meeting. I got the email at like 11 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't able to respond back to it until around noon, maybe a little afternoon, like maybe 12:15. And we had missed the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday slots, and got a Tuesday slot, which worked fine for us. I mean, it really did. So that's how they did the reservations there. I am not hearing any kind of reservation system for actual opening day on the 29th. I don't know if they're just expecting a free-for-all. I don't know. I know Steve's World. I know Steve is down there now. Steve had been looking into that too to see if he could find out if they were doing anything in particular. Hey Noah, good to have you tonight. But I don't know. It doesn't look like it at this point. Why they're not doing something down there like they did at Disneyland is beyond me. It really doesn't make sense because that was so effective at Disneyland. But it's those two parks. They're managed so differently. I mean, they really are. And I didn't realize just how differently they were managed until I got into what we're kind of calling our Disney YouTube network, to where are really being, comparing the East Coast with the West Coast and how things are done differently in a lot of things. It's done differently. So we got there at our reservation time, and it was kind of interesting because everything that was sent to us, we got a confirmation email. Well, it really was an email. We actually never got a confirmation email. I took a screenshot of our you have reservations. There was nothing in the app to show that we had a reservation. Everybody was talking about this confirmation email. We got no confirmation email. When we got there, everything, the night before we checked, make sure we had everything. You had to have a photo ID. You had to have your annual pass card, and Magic Band if you had it, but you had to have your card and you had to have a photo ID. No worries. So we get there and they're like, where is your email confirmation? I don't have an email confirmation. So I showed them my screenshot and they said, okay, you're great. You're good to go. It's like, okay. Because there was nothing had said the night before when it said, oh, by the way, welcome to the preview, that you had to have that. If that kind of foolishness, and I'm sorry if I use that word, if that kind of stuff happens on the 29th, it's going to be a disaster. If they're going to require certain things, they need to say exactly what they are up front, because I actually have a screenshot of the that I took the night before whenever we were saying, okay, what is it that we need to take? And it says, pass holders, remember to bring your valid photo ID and annual pass card for access to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge previews. I don't think actually you can read that, but that's what it says. And it said nothing about a confirmation email, which, like I said, we didn't get the confirmation email anyway. But they did. But fortunately, I had taken a screenshot of the "You are registered" page the day I actually made the reservation, and they accepted that. So I don't know what would have happened if they hadn't accepted that. So we walk in. It's really cool. I mean, of course, you're the backside of Hollywood Studios. We walked in. I don't think the crowds are going to be here after the opening. I have theories if you want me to explain. I would love to hear you explain Two Real Geeks, because I think we're on the same page with this. And I don't want to sound like a negative ninny on it. I'm not expecting the crowds either. I'm really not. Between some of the bad press that has come out of Disneyland, between that and the fact that if someone is going to spend several hundred or even $1,000 to come to Disney World, why do they want to come to an incomplete park? Because with Rise of the Resistance not opening until December, it is an incomplete park. There are things to do. We spent our 4 hours. Now, granted, probably a good hour, we sat and talked to John and Dana and family for an hour because we had done everything. We're not big. We love shopping. I mean, we love buying Disney stuff, and we're huge Star Wars fans. But we really didn't get into a lot of the merchandising there. It's really expensive. We did try food, and what we did is we tried the green and the blue milk. We uploaded that video last night. We wanted to make that a separate video. That's always that's the big question that's come out of Galaxy's Edge is, which do you prefer, the blue or the green milk? We like both. Honestly, we like both. Those are probably the strangest things I have ever eaten or drank, I should say, because it seems like everyone tastes something different. We even had John and Dana and their family there. There were like six. There were 3 of us and 5 of them, and all of us tasted something different. It's the craziest thing. But we like all 3 of us. We like both of them. The green was more refreshing, more citrusy kind of. Somebody had said it tasted like a floor cleaner. One, I don't know what floor cleaner tastes like, but it didn't. It didn't have a. It didn't. Both of them tasted good. The blue milk was thicker, I thought, in more of a milky consistency. The green milk was more of a slushy consistency. So they're not the same consistency. And I think that's something that may throw people off when they are talking about comparing them, because they are different. The green milk, Susie and Rebecca like the green milk a lot because it's a lot more refreshing. I like the blue milk because it was more fruity. It was really interesting because I kept in the video. I don't know if you've watched the video. If you haven't, go to our channel, watch the video. I kept saying it reminds me of something of my past, and it was Sunny D. That is what we came to discover, is that we were sitting there and we were John and Dana, and we were like, oh, it's Sunny D. That's what it tastes like. So, but then this guy next to us, we're talking about it, and he drinks and says, oh, wow, it tastes like blueberries. What? Blueberries? We're like, how do you taste blueberries? So it's like everyone's palate is completely different, which is kind of cool, I think. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, honestly. So you watch our video of the blue and green milk, but all 3 of us actually like both of them. So there you go. We had the Ronto wrap, which was very good. I really liked it. Becca pretty well kind of liked it. Susie didn't like it so much because it has a lot of spice. It was spicy. I don't mind spicy food. It's not overly spicy, but it was really good because it's a pita bread wrap, and then it has a sausage link in it. Like a kind of the size of your thumb sausage link, and then that sausage link is wrapped with it looks like a piece of oven roast or smoked turkey, and it's like a thick slice. And then they have this. It's a very vinegar-based slaw, and that slaw is where the heat is. But it was really good. I've heard people say they really liked it. I liked it. I go back to Galaxy's Edge. That's the first thing I'm going to do. If I want a snack, I'll go get one of those Ronto wraps. It was really good. It's filling too. I mean, if you had that in a bag of chips, you're set. So the Ronto wrap. Now we didn't try the the turkey jerky is there, but I heard it's really good. I like jerky. I like beef jerky. I like turkey jerky. I just didn't try it there. But TTG, they tried some of it and they really liked it. I'm going to go back and work on the feed in just a minute, if that's okay with you guys. I'll go back and read some of your guys' responses and then we can go with it. We of course had to get a thermal detonator Coca-Cola. Isn't that cool? And that's $6. So, just to let you know that, normally wouldn't pay $6 for a Coke, but hey, that's cool. Got to admit, that's really cool. And so we got the thermal detonator Coca-Cola, and we did get the popcorn bucket. Initially, we weren't going to get it. This is the little maintenance droid. Originally, we weren't going to. We were like, let's do it, because it was like you could get a little bag of popcorn for $7 or get everything for $19. So okay, let's get it. And it's cool. It is really neat. It's something that we'll add here to the Mickey room. I actually kept, check this out. Oh, that's our little brochure or map I'll show. I kept a little popcorn bag in here. Well, maybe I can get it out. And a little bit of the popcorn so that I could show you guys. I purposely did not eat all of the popcorn so I could show you guys. It's kind of like this, kind of fruity. This particular color has like someone said Fruity Pebbles, and they're exactly right. It's like blueberry, strawberry, and then the red is more of a sriracha. And you eat them together, and it's really good. It's definitely different. I had never tasted anything like it. It's kind of like candy popcorn with a little bit of spice. I would definitely get it again. I'm glad we tried it, and it was really, really good. It would, like I said, for that little bag, and you saw that was a little brown bag. That was the bag. That's the bag. So if you're used to the more the popcorn containers, buckets like they have, or containers like the cardboard ones, I'll get out in a minute, that they have at the parks. This seems a little smaller, but that was $7, or you could get the droid and the bag for $19. So we said, no, let's just go ahead and get the droid popcorn holder as well. So there it is. It has a cool little lid. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a decoration, and we got that, and that was really good. We went to get a pass holder t-shirt. They were completely out except for small. Well, none of us wear small, including Rebecca. So we didn't get a pass holder t-shirt, but we did go ahead and get an opening, the landing cap here. It says Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. All right. And then the side. So that was pretty cool. We got the cap. And the pins were really, really neat. This is the one of the limited release pins. As you can see, the Millennium Falcon moves on it. And then this was the pass holder pin, which is really cool. This pass holder pin is probably going to go down as being one of my favorite pins. Even though I'm a huge character pin, I love Mickey pins. I love park pins, but this is a really, really neat looking pin. It has a lot of weight to it. These are both of them are heavy pins. These are really nice. They were $15.99 a piece. Already going on eBay, they're like $30. I mean, it's ridiculous what people are doing, how they sell that stuff on there. But the pins are great. So we got a cap, pin. Becca got a youth t-shirt, which is really cool. Matter of fact, I'm laundering it, so we don't have it, but it has BB-8 on the front of it with Galaxy's Edge in the outline, in the silhouette of BB-8. It's really cool. All right, now I'm sure you're all wondering, what about Smuggler's Run? What was Smuggler's Run like? Smuggler's Run was amazing. In the video, we'll be in the queue there coming into the Millennium Falcon. The queue there is fantastic. The theming is amazing, which I'll talk about that as far as the land is concerned. Was amazing. when there's one point where you feel like you've literally stepped into a ship. If you've flown, when you step onto the airplane and it just kind of moves a little bit, that's what it felt like. You get into the Millennium Falcon. Of course, the hologram game table's there. You get into the cockpit. I was a pilot. Susie was a pilot. Rebecca was a gunner. There were 3 other people in there with us, another gunner and 2 engineers. And it was so much fun. I mean, it was a blast. I can't wait to do that again. It was probably a 30-minute wait for us to get on. But the theming is so good going into the ride that the time passed by really fast because there was so much to look at. And plus, we were hanging out, like I said, with TTG. We're all hanging out, friends there. So we were all talking. But Smuggler's Run was really, really cool. Two Real Geeks, you guys are going to love it. I know you guys like video games. And when the Falcon is first taking off, it is amazing, that feeling. And then just going into hyperspace and coming out of hyperspace was really, really cool. So Smuggler's Run was great. Now let's talk about the land just a little bit. The land as a whole. The land is so well themed. It looks. I had heard someone say over when they went up to Disneyland that the land, it looked like it had been there for eons, and it does. Everything is worn. Things are faded, which of course they have said that Walt Disney World, the one that Hollywood Studios, some of the paint is darker because it has a different coating on it because of the rain and the intensity of the sunlight in Florida. So the paint jobs are a little different in terms of the hue in Galaxy's Edge here in Florida than in Disneyland. But the force perspective in Galaxy's Edge is absolutely the best. It's like Pandora. If you've been to Pandora on steroids, it's like Pandora was there. Let's see what we can do. And then Galaxy's Edge was, okay, we did it. There are some of the spires, as you're looking across the land, they look like they have haze around them. It isn't, but it looks like it. It looks that distant that there's haze around the spires. That is really, really cool. That was awesome. Seeing the life-size sand speeder, of course, the A-wing was there, the X-wings there. Of course, the star of the show is the Millennium Falcon. Being able to stand around it, going through the queue and being above it and just see it's big. When you're in it, it's like, yeah, this is like being in a ship. I know in the movies it never looked like there was a lot of room inside, and that's kind of how it looks. There's not a ton of room inside. It's just a freight ship, but it's so cool. I mean, it was really neat. The droids, we didn't build a droid. We're not going to build a lightsaber. That's just too much money for us to spend on something like that. But they were awesome. Going into the areas where they built the droids, I've got a lot of video about that. That is really neat, that process. We went into Olga's Cantina. We didn't have a reservation to go in, but they were letting people to go in. You could go in and take pictures and just kind of stand against the wall and look around for 2 or 3 minutes. So I got some video there in Olga's Cantina as well, which was really neat. DJ Rex was playing. I know he had been down earlier. So it was just really, really, the theming is incredible. When you first walk in, you're just kind of blown away by it. There's droid footprints on the pavement, and just that theming is really cool. Kylo Ren was out and about. Stormtroopers were out and about pretty much everywhere. Rey was out and about. She was hiding from the stormtroopers, and she would get guests there kind of hiding with her. She would be intermingling with the other cast members and trying to hide, so that was really cool. And I actually got stopped by a stormtrooper. I had my little, I didn't have my full size gimbal, but I just had the, it's like a little handle with my phone on it. And they came up to me and said, you're showing some suspicious resistance activity. are you part of this? Do you know what's going on? And I'm telling you what, that's intimidating. I'm like, no. As a matter of fact, I videoed them coming up to me and I turned the camera away from them. I think it was like, I don't know why, that was just kind of like what you're supposed to do. But you can hear them talking to you. I'm like, no, I know nothing. I know nothing about this, and they're like, okay, well, carry on, citizen. And, off they went. So that was really kind of cool. The cast members are really in character, which is really neat. Their costuming is really neat. Rebecca, it was kind of funny. We were in the line to get our blue and green milk, and she was talking about the milk, and she said, "Yeah, this is the milk that Luke Skywalker drank." And the cast member said, "Who's Luke Skywalker?" And I was kind of like, "Okay." And she's like, and then it hit her. She went, "Oh," and he goes, "Oh yeah, there are stories of him. There's legends about him that he had a stick of some kind." And we're like, "Oh yeah, he was a legendary character, and kind of moving on." I went up to a cast member and asked them where the pass holder stuff was, and they said, there's really nothing like that in the marketplace and on Batu, but there is a planet in the galaxy that has a marketplace owned by some being named Kermit, and I think that those things are provided there, which is the marketplace there inside of Hollywood Studios. So that was clever, and there was a lot of that. They stayed in character. It was really cool seeing that. Chewbacca coming around the Millennium Falcon, Rey around the Millennium Falcon, Chewbacca just walking through the crowds, no handler. He's just walking through the crowds, which is really neat. And it was really neat that none of the Star Wars characters had handlers with them, so they were freely moving about. And I'm really thinking that they're going to add more of that. I know that was in the original concept, and people are kind of bashing Disney that, oh, you didn't do it. I think that's going to be I personally believe that's going to be phased in. I think there will be, because they had actually tested full-size droids like R2 units at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, and kids were climbing on them. So suddenly they didn't appear at Galaxy's Edge. I think they'll come out eventually, but I think they're going to have to make sure that there are protocols and things in place. Maybe a protocol droid. You'll catch that reference, protocol droid. Maybe a protocols in place to keep that kind of stuff from happening. So I don't know. But there were, there had been massive, changes made to the overall plan. So, all right, so that's kind of the broad overview of Galaxy's Edge. We really enjoyed it. Can't wait to go back. Next time we're down there, we're definitely going to go back and, see how the crowds are. All right, I'm going to go back to the chat. Two Real Geeks had said, what about the rest of us unlucky ones? Do you think they're going to reserve times, or if you're at a resort with early access, do you think we will be okay? I wish I could answer that. I really do. I'm not hearing, like I said earlier, I'm not hearing of a reservation system, even for resort stay. But I'll be honest with you, the resorts are not full, and they're not filling up. What I did is we stayed at Art of Animation this past weekend, just overnight. And while we were booking that, we were looking at other bookings. So I went ahead and said, okay, let's look at what the resorts are like for the 29th and 30th of August. And there are availabilities across the board, from value all the way up. There are now, maybe not today, but as of 3 days ago. Okay, so let me put that caveat in there. There were availabilities, so it's not filling up. And then I looked at, say, September 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Availabilities everywhere. The 29th and 30th of August, there were no reservations for Olga's Cantina. By the 2nd, the reservations are wide open for everything up until like the first 2 weeks of December. Imagine that. That's when Rise of the Resistance will be coming online. So it's wide open. I tend to agree. I think somewhere in here, Two Real Geeks had said, what do I think about the crowds? They said, I don't think the crowds are going to be there after the opening. I have theories if you want me to explain. Absolutely. And we can go into that. I have theories as well. One of those is I just don't think people are going to want to pay to come to an incomplete park yet. I wouldn't. If I were in another state or another part of the world, I would not come to Galaxy's Edge just to say I was there on opening day. Um, unless that's just your thing, that you just have to be there on opening day. I would, there are going to be a certain number of crowds. I mean, I will tell you this: we were there on Tuesday. Now there had already been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. There had already been 4 days of pass holder previews. We were there on day 5, and we are platinum pass holders. So only platinum and platinum plus, those are the two highest tiers of Florida resident pass holders, could go into Galaxy's Edge for the preview. There were a lot of people in the park. It wasn't packed, but when you watch the video, you're going to see, even if you watch that terrible live stream attempt, there were a lot of people. And we had actually talked about that while we were there. That's a lot of pass holders. I mean, it really was. So I think there's going to be a lot of people. I think there's going to be a big crowd, but I think it's going to be a 2 or 3 day surge of local people. And there are going to be some people who are going to just have to be there for opening day. But I think a lot of people are waiting. Disney has realized a lot of people are waiting because the resorts are not filling up. And so they have offered things like free dining. Free dining always appears. They're trying to fill up resorts. Now you got all these new ticket times. You've got all these new resort. There's a 35% discount. That's why we stay at Art of Animation. It was almost an even deal for us to stay off property, so we decided to stay on property. You got all these deals coming out. There are more deals coming out for the fall. There will be more deals coming out for the winter. You just hang on. Monday or Tuesday, every Monday or Tuesday, just be watching. They're going to be unveiling these deals because the resorts are not filling up. So folks I follow that are in the general community of Orlando that do vacation planning, they are not seeing hotels in general filling up. So I don't think there's going to be this huge, massive, maybe for the first few days, but I think that's going to be predominantly local people. The people that didn't have the pass to get in, the gold and silvers and such, are going to get in. So that's going to be a ton of people. I mean, understand that's going to be a lot of people, but it's going to be a surge. It's going to be a few day surge, and then it's nothing. And that's what the reservation structure is looking like. Two Row Geeks, if you guys are still on, you guys want to join me? I just noticed that you said that. Yep, the Skyline opens at the end of September. Yep. Yeah, Lucky Minute, that's right. Everything in a couple hours, really. Because everything, if you are not going to dress up as a Star Wars character, there's nothing to buy there. I mean, I love merchandising. I'm telling you right now, I'm a shopaholic. I'm the one that Susie has to pull away. There was nothing there I wanted to buy. Absolutely nothing, other than I wanted to get a cap for the opening, and I would like to get a pass holder t-shirt. And of course, we're pin collectors, so pins. But even as pins go, the pins are really cool. But this is the extent of the Star Wars pins I want. That's really it. So other than like food things, when we're in the park to snack on, trying the sit down service, eating area, I'd like to try that. But as far as general merchandise is concerned, I don't actually see myself buying anything at Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, $6. Mouse droid, exactly. Yeah, mouse droid. That's what I always thought. And it's like they're maintenance droids. I was like, okay. Okay, Laura, you said you were a gunner on the Millennium Falcon as well as my mom. She was a gunner as too. I know Rebecca was a gunner. We were pilots. It was so much fun. I'm not excited for already stepped for the Falcon. I saw the traveling one, and that is taken away from that first time feel for me. Did you find C-3PO's red arm hanging in the droid fact? Yep, we did. Yep, found his red arm. So we Two Row Geeks, I'm hoping that we can see you guys. Remembering that you guys are planning to be there the 3rd through the 9th. I'm hoping that we'll be able to catch up with you guys one of those days. Okay, so Lucky Mint said if you want to stay 1 or 2 nights, yes, there are rooms. So there are still rooms. So you're going to Hollywood Studios on the 4th. All right, let's see. I have never added anyone to Two Real Geeks. Where do you want to send the link to? I don't know exactly how you do this. Copy to clipboard. Do you guys know how to do this? I guess I have to send it to Gmail. I don't know exactly how. I'd love to have you guys in here. I'm like, okay, if you guys know how to do it, tell me. I am like totally new at this. I didn't buy food or anything because I knew I could get it in Florida too. Yeah, that's true. Yep, that's right. Okay, so send it in an email. You can send it out to our Twitter if you want. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just don't want to lose anything. Okay. Hold on a second. Two Real Geeks, what is your? I know you don't mind putting your email out here because it's on your channel. It may be easier for me to email you the link. Pardon me if I'm looking down, guys. I'm tapping away over here. Sightings. It's Monday night. It is news and okay, and that's just wonderful. Y'all, I feel like I'm handicapped here. Yeah, give me your Two Real Geeks. Give me your email. I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it because it immediately goes into compose an email. I think it's going to be the easiest way to do it, and it emails you the link. So let's try that. Let's try that. So just give me your email, and then we'll go with it. I could go look it up, but if you just want to send it, that's fine. Yeah, I'm totally lost in some of this. I'm sorry, guys, if I look like I'm wandering through the weeds here, because I am. Let's see. But yeah, it would be great to have Two Real Geeks, have you guys on here. I'd like to hear your opinions on it. Sightings. It's Monday night. All right, let's see if we get here. Okay. I am sorry, guys. I know normally Susie would be filling in the space for me while I was here. Trying to do this. Oh no. Oh no. I don't see it. I don't see your email, guys. Let's see. This may be like the around the bull's horn here, as we say out here in the country. Let me see. All right, I know I'm talking to myself. Y'all, bear with me. All right, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get in here, Two Real Geek, see if I could. And if you guys are seeing a breakup in the signal, it's because I'm on multiple tabs, and the internet is so horrible here. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I promise I'm getting there. If I can try to. All right, I'm Two Real Geeks. I'm going to send you a Facebook message. I sent you the link through a Facebook message. So try that. Okay. We'll see how that works. Okay. I don't know what the signal might be looking like. But you can send I sent it to you through the through Facebook Messenger. So you're okay. So abandoned. What you're looking at it is that I didn't mind anything either because I knew I could get it in Florida, and yeah, and that's the thing. It is It's 15 acres, but you walk through it pretty quickly. It's neat going in, and of course, looking back on it, there are several things that we probably need to go through 2 or 3 more times to see, because there are all these little creatures everywhere, and there are pork nests and nests everywhere, and there's a lot of those little details to see. So you can go through, each time going in. It's very The land does feel very set back from anything else. It definitely feels like it's on. Hey, Carolina Bass Hunter, good to have you with us tonight. It definitely feels like its own land. It was kind of interesting though. We were sitting in, and they do have umbrella coverings and things, unlike Toy Story Land. We were sitting in some tables. We were talking to TTG, and I looked across the trees and I saw Slinky Dog. I went, okay, that kind of pulls you out of Galaxy's Edge when you just saw Slinky Dog go across. But once the trees continue growing and that foliage fills in, you're not going to be able to see that. That's just being goofy. Some people have already put, "Oh, this is terrible. It ripped me out of the land." Okay, whatever. There's just drama everywhere. But if that pulls you out of the land, then I don't know. Yeah, you totally got lost a couple times. Yeah, okay, 2 Real Geeks. I think we might have made it. Now, how the streaming is going to look.
What's up? We're here.
All right. Okay, let's see.
There we go.
We made it.
Yep, it looks good on my end. So
yeah, it looks good on my end too.
There we go. We're
awesome.
Good. What's
Cool.
going on?
All right. Oh man, just doing the thing. All right, I got to hear your theories.
All right.
It's a really cool land. Got to say, it is really cool. All right.
You covered what I was saying. First of all, was the resorts. I was looking because we're down there. Those times that I just put in the chat there for you guys, and the resorts are dead. The week before we go, which is the holiday weekend, they're busy as all heck, which is the opening weekend for Star Wars Land.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, they died down. Well, you were talking also about it. Yeah, sorry, I'm playing with a lightsaber blade right now as we speak.
That's okay. we got the mouse droid over here.
Yeah, it's just everywhere around here for us. Being part of the Rebel Legion and 501st and all that. So
exactly.
Yeah, but we're we got the holiday weekend, which isn't helping the park at all, because we know any holiday weekend is going to be busy.
Yep.
And it's Star Wars opening that weekend. Now, there's another saving grace for Disney next weekend, is that Dragon Con's going on here in Atlanta.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Dragon Con is a international known Comic Con.
Oh, yeah. Hey, make sure. Hey, Noah. Yeah.
So you got that, and then the park is dead. Well, you also got school going back into session too.
Right.
We're down here in the South, where our schools are back in, but as a New Yorker, I'm going to tell you, that week, all schools nationwide are back in school.
Yeah.
You're a parent. Are you going to keep your kid out of the first week of school?
You can't.
Exactly.
Well, case in point, our preview to Galaxy's Edge was Tuesday. I checked her back out of school.
Yep.
We drove down 3 hours, did Galaxy's Edge, got home at 1 a.m. so they could be because Susie's a teacher, so they could be at school the next morning.
Exactly.
You just don't. We did because my goodness, there are so few pass holder perks like that we wanted to kind of take advantage of it.
Right.
But yeah,
you were also saying it was, how many, you weren't seeing many Florida residents there, right?
Right.
Because school.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And now
we're not third week of school. This is our second week for students, our third week for teachers.
Well, let's go and look at Mickey's Not So Scary. The first week it came out, it was all right. They were like, oh, it's busy, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's nothing.
Mm-hmm. And then what came out? The pass.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. All of them now for one.
Right. But like that. All right, fine. But really, who's really thinking about going to Disney now? Because they're like, well, if we're gonna go, why not wait until first? You mentioned it in the beginning of your stream was Skyliner opening in full. Yep. Like, right? Yeah. Okay. We have a guarantee. We don't have a guarantee, but we're pretty confident that we're going to have soft openings.
Yeah,
You know, right as
I think so.
Galaxy's Edge. I think when Galaxy's Edge
Mhm.
opens, I think we're going to get soft openings. At
I think
least
so
the
too.
week that I'm there, I think we're going to start seeing them.
That Hollywood line has been run so long now.
So has the Epcot
If
line
there was
too.
any kinks in it, they would have worked those out by now. Now they just
100%.
opened up the Epcot line, but they don't need to worry about Epcot. Epcot's irrelevant. But if they get
Yeah.
the Hollywood Studios line going, I agree with you.
I know what? I'm staying at Caribbean Beach, so either line that they open, I'm good.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
But they got that, and people are like, well, let's wait. We can go do Star Wars. We get the Skyliner opening, and then we get Mickey's Not So Scary all in one trip. So look at the end of the month. Go to the end of the month and look at the dates. I did this earlier at work. Look at Fast Passes, because you know Fast Passes is going to tell you everything more than the real
Right. Unless, yeah. I haven't even looked at Fast Passes.
Well, I did this at work. This is how slow it was at work today. So sitting around doing nothing all day. But you know, let me not let my boss know that, right?
Yeah.
But the week before I go, next week, there's no Fast Passes in any park. The week that I'm there, I have Fast Passes in Magic Kingdom for everything. You name it. The Seven Doors, there's Fast Passes for. Haunted Mansion, there's Fast Passes for. Pirate. Go to Hollywood Studios. There's Tower of Terror has Fast Passes. Only thing that doesn't have a Fast Pass available in Hollywood Studios the week I'm there is Slinky Dog, which is normal.
It's normal.
It's
Yeah.
normal. And I could still
Wow.
get any Fast Pass I want. And 90% of the restaurants, not even booked. Only one that we had issues with is only one we
Yeah,
have
we
issue
like
with
food.
is
We like trying all the food. Yeah, that's one of the things we know is reservations. Even Ohana's, there's not a problem. I mean, no
only
problem.
one you have an issue with is Storybook Dining, the Snow White one.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Wow.
But try this at the end of the month, the last 2 weeks of the month. Forget it. Everything's taken. You ridiculous things are taken. So,
Wow.
I mean, it all falls into place that way. Like I said earlier, in the chat, that all the diehard fans went to Disneyland already.
Yeah.
If I had the time and money, I surely would have.
Yeah. Well, it was May. It was the end of school. Some schools
Wasn't it
were
like
already
right
out.
around? Yeah, it was exactly.
Yeah.
So they planned that
I mean,
out perfectly on both ends.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So I'm just well, and going back to the kind of the press that it has received in Disneyland. Because honestly, after being there, it is like an outdoor shopping mall. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's
if
great.
you also look, they also released the new ride opening up just in time for people to actually change their reservations.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was perfect timing. It was like a week before the deadline, though. So people were like, "Oh, let's change them." Then we get Christmas at the same time.
Yeah, Amanda just said. She said, I just looked on my TA Disney site. Let's click that so you can read it. I can book a whole week September at a value. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The week that I'm there, I can get any resort that I want. Any Swan and Dolphin, and Grand Floridian, all rooms available.
Well, let me ask you this question, and this might be a question for even a bigger thing. Do you think Disney might have found the price point?
You know, I don't think any theme parks found a price point. They're all greedy,
and oh, absolutely. But you're like your comment.
They're all greedy.
But what I just know what we have. Our family of 3, and I know what a family of 3 costs. And I look at some of the families that are in our community that are 4, 6, and more. Some I don't know how you could even touch a week long or 2 a trip.
I can't even afford it for 2 of us. Just 2 of us, it's over $1,000. It's ridiculous.
It is, and
Universal's going to kill it this year. You know that, right? You see what they came out with. You saw what Universal came out with their monthly pay season pass.
Yeah.
even for out-of-state residents.
Out of state. See, oh, I'll tell you that's when we became pass holders. Is when they
Yeah,
started the in-state monthly payment thing,
yeah,
because you can put it in the budget. It comes out every month. We don't even see it. But I'll tell you, the price increase this year bumped ours up right at $40 a month.
right.
That was a pretty significant
It
increase, and that's
hurts.
having a 15% renewal discount as well,
Mm-hmm.
and it was still a $40 a month bump. So and that was for the three of us, because Rebecca,
Right,
being her age, she's an adult now in
right,
the eyes
right.
of Disney, which is a whole other issue. But I I just wonder from some people if we're not seeing some of this really sharp decline, is that the price point has been hit to where people are saying, I just can't afford to go.
Well, I actually was reading an article today. It was like, for Disney doesn't care. They're aiming towards the top 10% of the middle class tier, which, who could really afford that? Like, it's ridiculous. So you
Yeah.
really don't want us to come? Like, you're really eliminating and trying to crowd control by pricing?
Right. But
I
that's what it
mean,
looks like.
yeah.
You know, um,
It's like, oh, we have a great product, but we don't want to sell it. Well, if you have cheaper prices, you get more people. But then they're like, well, we don't want more people. Our parks are crowded as it is. Well, what do you want to do?
what do you want to do? Right.
Like, you
Yeah.
only have two locations of parks in the United States. What do you want to do?
Hmm. Yeah. It is. It's just it's looking like something is up. But when shots are being fired across the bow, when all these, like I was saying earlier, the free dining programs get released. That's one of the first Mayday calls, because those started
I don't know, because they do that every year.
yeah. It's like when they see they throw out some free dining.
Yep.
And now you got that midday. What is it, the midday flex, the pass where you can go
I didn't hear about
at
that.
noon? That just launched this week.
Really?
That you can go. The pass, your ticket starts at noon,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like $88 or $87 instead of the 110.
Really?
You just wait and go at noon. Yeah, that was released this week.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
that's crazy.
I would hate to work for Disney on the end that has to keep up with all of that stuff,
But
because
there.
it
I
changes every
mean,
week.
you see our videos. We're at Six Flags a lot. If it wasn't for the Six Flags season pass, I wouldn't be going. One day
Hmm.
in Six Flags is almost $100 just to get in per person now,
Hmm.
and that's here in Georgia.
Yeah,
Like,
right,
I don't
right.
know if you ever been to Six Flags over Georgia, but it's not
No,
worth almost $100.
no, it's not. And that's again price point. When you see what you get at Disney,
Yep,
the ticket price honestly is fair.
yep.
It's everything else that is just ratcheting so extremely high in price
Mm-hmm.
that it's like, and I'll tell you what, it finds its embodiment in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, but like you were saying earlier, the merchandise doesn't stand up to Galaxy's Edge either.
It is.
I'm sorry. Like, some of the things you're selling in there, like I'll give you an example. Is Hold up, let me grab what I'm going to say to you. You'll
All right.
see when I'm
All
the
right.
Jedi belt and everything. Okay,
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
sure you've seen those, right?
All right. Yeah. All right. Look, Amanda, get to class. Peace and love to you too. Yeah, I agree. There's no price point people pay. That'd be very, very well true.
All right, just put my headphones on backwards, but that's okay.
That's all right. That's all right.
So this is my Jedi belt,
Okay.
right? They're selling this for like what, $60?
Yeah.
I paid $20 for this. The same thing that they're selling.
Mm-hmm.
The food capsules, I know what you see in their food capsules.
Yeah. The food capsules. Yeah.
These are what the legit screen accurate food capsules are supposed to look like. Do they look anything like that? They're huge.
Uh-huh. Right.
The belt clips for the sabers, that's it right there. Looks nothing like what they're selling. I don't know what they have in their parts, but I'm not going to go and buy their stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, I was talking to a guy today that is really into buying some of the costuming and things here where we live. And we were talking about that, and he was like, "Yeah, I go to this site and this site and this site and this site, and I got X, Y, and Z for $200." And I'm like, "Dude, just the cloak alone was $250."
That's a
Or the cloak.
lightsaber. It looks nothing like what they're selling.
No,
You
no.
know, I mean, nothing like what they're selling.
The the lights in Savi's workshop, they have a counter.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use the word, but if you've ever been to a hunting,
Yes.
a counter, okay,
Yes.
and it's got a glass top. Okay,
Yes.
I want to see that one, and okay, you know where I'm going. And you want to see that one, that one, and they pull out. I mean, they've got every lightsaber that in Star Wars history there.
Those lightsabers I
And
saw are worth the money, but look at the price. They're the same price as those, as the legendary ones, as they
right,
are for to build your own. And the legendary ones look a hell of a lot better.
the build your own. Yes.
Yeah, they look a lot better than the build your
Oh yeah.
own.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey
Like
AJ, good to see you.
I can send people to a website where you can buy a lightsaber for under $50. So
Yeah. And someone had said, and before we went there, and I am always I try to be the eternal optimist. I'm like, I'm gonna go. As a matter of fact, I'm one of these. I'm not gonna watch a ton of videos about it. I want to get my own eyes on it. I want to
you're
see it for
like
myself.
Jess says that. She's like, why are you watching that?
I
want to know what I'm walking into.
Well, part of me wants to, but then I don't want to know everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And someone had said it was almost like an outdoor outlet mall.
Yeah.
And it kind of is.
But that's kind of what they explained it as. That's what I was expecting, and that's what I like. That if you look at the movies, go back to Naboo. Naboo is a marketplace. Tatooine was a marketplace. I mean,
it's a marketplace. It's just everything at the market is very expensive.
Yeah.
One of the cheapest things I saw were the chance dice.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
The chance dice.
Oh, I know.
Net bag.
I made a set of those. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And they were $20.
Okay, that's not bad. I mean,
but I mean that's like the cheapest thing. It's like really, other than the pins.
Yeah.
You can get pins that were.
Like I'm just hearing they decided to sell in-universe stuff for a location that's not in-universe. Like, so I'm just like, how are you saying that Galaxy's Edge is part of Star Wars, but it's not part of Star Wars? Like, but you can't go and mention Luke Skywalker and be like, oh, I know who he is, but yet you're selling his lightsaber in the same location.
Okay, I'm not the only one that thought that was weird. Because like I said, who is like, and I hate to sound facetious, but it was almost like, who is like Skywalker? Is that from he's a legend, or we've removed Luke Skywalker from the picture?
Exactly.
What frame of reference are we going with? But yeah, we're going to sell the
I can mention Kylo Ren, and you're like, oh no, don't mention his name around here. He's around the corner. Well, he's in universe, but yet, like, I don't get how he's in the same movie as Luke Skywalker, but you can't mention Luke Skywalker's name.
Yeah.
But you got Kylo Ren floating around somewhere.
Right.
It's just weird.
It is weird. And some of that, you wonder, is that a character thing, or is it a?
Oh, I know what it is.
Lucasfilm thing.
It's a screw you Lucasfilm thing. It was clearly said that because if they mention basically any one of those lightsabers that get sold, the legendary ones, they have to give a portion of the money to Lucasfilms because they're using the names. So that's basically what it is. I'm sorry, it's our franchise now, so we're going to not use your names and not pay you.
Yeah. But you know what? There are a lot of people in there that are not buying legendary lightsabers.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the helmets and things like that. There's I can get into stories with you about how so many people were upset about them selling the whole Stormtrooper kits there, and there's so much stories on people done wrong about all that too.
Well, I think you and I follow a lot of the same.
I think so too.
Outside the bubble.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to have both sides of this thing. I think you have to.
Yeah.
And so
It's like I want to walk in and have the experience of walking in. But am I as I'm? You see, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You know, like you see, I made a 13.5 foot sandcrawler here for Dragon Con. You know, things like that, and I'm part of the Rebel Legion. I dress up as a Jedi for kids. You know, I mean,
right.
But for me to be like, I don't know how I feel about
your
this.
love
I
of
like,
Star Wars was not fostered by Disney, though.
no,
Right.
not at all.
Mine was either. I mean, I was 5 years old watching A New Hope with the Bee Gees playing in the background. I vividly remember.
Exactly.
I think you heard that one night.
I remember you said the story last week.
Yeah, and that was when my love of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but I have heard stirrings out there that they're giving Disneyland and that till March to see if there needs to be a plan B.
I hope so.
Because if you look at Galaxy's Edge, it could quickly be reverted to a more historical Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because everything that is there is historical.
Yep. 100%.
So you could shut it down one day and open it the next day and say, oh.
They, from what I've been seeing, they did a great, exactly, because they honestly, it 100% reminds me of Tatooine. 100% reminds me of it. I mean,
when I saw the first concept drawing, I thought it was Tatooine.
I did too.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could easily have Darth Vader and folks reappear.
Yeah,
and I'm not so sure.
Do they still have Vader in the park?
No,
he's not anywhere in the park at all.
No, he was. Now he may still. I don't want to speak out of turn here. He may, because I was going to see if he was going to be at the Jedi show the other night.
The training academy.
Yeah, and that's when he comes out.
Yeah,
there was no rain.
Yeah,
no rain. There was no cloud cover. All of us are coming in for the preview, and they say they canceled the Jedi Academy. I thought it was kind of odd, just saying. But I was going to look to see if he appeared there because he usually did.
Yeah, no, that's who they fight. Yeah, the kids fight Vader there.
Because they'd fight Vader and Kylo, and then the other one that you'd know. I don't know the other character that I'm not as familiar with because I'm not. I don't follow.
Ventress,
yeah. So as AJC said, saw an area where they sell the blades and various saber holders. I'll probably get one from the link that you sent me. And AJC did say that he is at Launch Bay. I saw him on Stage Show Tuesday. Okay, so that's right, because we were there Tuesday too. So they saw him on stage. They had canceled the one as we walked by. They were just canceling. It's like, oh, okay, all right.
Yep.
So he's still there in the park. He just can't be in Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I don't get it.
You have to scratch your head and go, in what universe does this make any sense to fandom?
You scratch your head on this one too. Is you got Star Tours, Muppets, and then Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Well, when the Galaxy's Edge sends you to Kermit, to the marketplace.
Oh, wait, that's what it is. We got Pigs in Space. That's what it is.
Pigs in Space. That's right. Run by Kermit to get your pass holder merchandise. Yeah.
I don't get
it. To me, it's almost like a social experiment in some respects.
I think it's just an excuse for them to try to sucker us into to get into the park more.
Yeah, but you're dealing with watching this all unfold.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting because the fan base is like, you took everything away from it that was Star Wars. What made it? Hey, Robin, good to see you tonight. AJC says that they think that Muppets will end up leaving.
I hope not.
I hope not either. I'll tell you why I was somewhat encouraged that they were staying at least around for a while is that when Kermit was at least on one of the 30th anniversary posters,
Yeah,
and he's on the, I mean, as
yeah,
silly as that would sound, at least they were acknowledging that they were there.
yeah.
Um,
Well, then again, there's really not much to acknowledge in that park. So
that's right. That is so true.
honestly, I mean, I like Hollywood stuff. So I was about to call it its own old name there,
Old name,
MGM.
right?
Go and show my age, right?
That's right.
But there's not much in that park.
Mm-mm.
I mean, they're like, oh yeah, we're adding the Runaway Railroad. Well, that's one thing. Like Galaxy's Edge is going to have 2 rides. You got really nothing in Toy Story Land. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you got what? Slinky Dog, the Alien Flying Saucers, and Midway Mayhem.
Mania, right?
But
Right.
really, they're not thrilling. Maybe to a kid, but not to a family.
Yeah, and that's true. That's very true. And we were talking about the other night that AGC Madness, I still call it MGM too. Yeah, I know. Susan and I,
Yeah,
we slip up now and then call it
it's
MGM as well.
MGM. We say it all the time. It's MGM. That's it.
Yeah.
No way around that.
Yeah. But it's like the part with a serious identity crisis, which is kind of like where Epcot is going.
Aren't they changing their name again?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even they were expecting. Yes. Hey, Becca's saying hey. They've been.
Hi, Becca.
How
are you?
Posters. But and that was one of the things we were kind of thinking at the 30th anniversary is that there was going to be a name change.
Yeah.
And we were all standing there, and they unveiled the new logo, and it was kind of like, okay. And honestly, they were expecting this massive fanfare, and it was like crickets.
Yeah.
Because I was standing right there. It was crickets because it was kind of like, what? Okay.
Exactly. So I don't know. That's like I was expecting a bigger crowd on these live streams for the Halloween, the first night of the Halloween party, being new floats, new fireworks shows, and all that, but there was nobody in the park.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing the night that I'm going to be in the park for Mickey's Not So Scary on the 8th of September. I'm looking around. There's still tickets available for that, and like nobody's saying that they're going to be there for that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this is better for me.
Well, it's better for you because the last thing that you want is let's oversell the thing.
Exactly.
And now now it was interesting because I was watching the guys on Dis Unplugged when they were there the other night. I don't know if you watched that, but some of them, they didn't even get on rides because now that crowd was huge.
Yeah.
Is what we were talking about. They were missing rides and snacks and everything else because of
it was opening weekend,
Yeah.
So it's either opening weekend or you get towards Halloween where it starts getting busy. I mean, I was there.
And you saw the new pass, right? That allows you to go the whole, except Halloween night.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't that allow you for Christmas also?
I don't think so.
I think it's $300 for a yearly events pass.
Is it for everything or is it just
I think it's for everything.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
And if you live down here, down there, even being 3 hours away, I could justify that. But it's $1,000 for us.
I mean, I'm only 6 hours away, so it's not that bad for me. Just
Right.
if it's a year and it's just Jess and I pay $600 for Disney events, and I can get in there and go on rides.
And if it's for everything, that's a whole other issue. I didn't know. I wasn't understanding that was for everything. I thought it was just for the Halloween season, and then
I'm not 100% sure that it's for everything, but I think it's for everything.
Okay, that'll be good to look up to know as we're talking to people in chat and things like that.
Exactly.
Because there's a big difference between saying it's for everything versus it's just for
Halloween
or whatever. Yeah.
Right, because $300 for a year's worth of events. Well, that's a lot of events, and that's a lot of time in the Magic Kingdom.
Now, AJC,
I really don't care about any other park.
Right. AJC said, I felt the Halloween party was oversold, but the new pass changed the game. Yeah.
Aren't all Disney events oversold
AJC,
though?
if it's a full year pass. I mean, AJC might know the answer to that question.
Yeah, AJC, if you know that, can you let us know, please? That'd be
Okay, AJC just said it is for Halloween only. As for what people said who bought,
well, that's horrible. Then $300 for one season. Like each season,
and
you need to spend three
and
hundred dollars more.
it doesn't include Halloween night.
That's horrible.
I mean, that's what I read. Is it But
I'm
when
not
you
even
said,
gonna lie. Halloween night in the Magic Kingdom was a lot of fun.
mm-hmm.
We went on our honeymoon, and it was so much fun. The energy inside the Magic Kingdom on Halloween night is great.
That's pretty crazy.
Great.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's it's going to be interesting. It always is.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we're going to be down there sometime while you guys were there. That's our anniversary time, so we usually try to go down there at least maybe for overnight or something,
Right.
and hang. So hopefully we can get down there and catch up with you guys one of those days.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I mean, we're with family anyways too, so I mean, obviously they're coming first. So
Oh yeah.
any plans they want to do is we're on that. I mean,
It's just a hey,
oh yeah.
yeah, and that's kind of like what we do too. It's like we always when we're down there, especially if it's an extended period of time, it's like this is our family escape. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Paid all this money to get down here. I'm not gonna be oh hey.
Right, exactly. AJC said, yeah, you've got to go to at least 4 parties. That's true to make up the money.
And that would be rough for me for one season. I'm not driving down to Orlando 4 times in a month.
I wouldn't even here 3 hours away make 4. It would. I mean, because there's still other between lodging and gas, there's things that have to be factored in. And
exactly.
And that,
I mean, granted, if I'm doing that, I'm staying on I-4.
Yeah. And actually, we found a place, Lands. What was it? I think I said it in one of the streams. I've got to dig that back up again. But we had stayed at, I believe it was the Hyatt Regency. Sometimes when Susie hears me,
you're staying fancier than me.
That, but no, it's like, but well, that's what I'm saying. Normally, that's what it is. But this thing is comparable to that price wise, but it's really nice. Yeah, normally we're doing days in. We used to, because with Susie being a teacher, we got a good discount at what is now the Grand Orlando. But they start adding parking fees and resort fees and everything. And so by the time you do that, you're almost at Disney level. But we found this other place. Oh, Lance, I wish I could remember what. Suze, see if she can hear me. What's the name of the place that we stayed recently?
Do we know if that
Yeah, Ramada Gateway.
Oh, okay.
Write that down.
I know exactly where that one is too.
It's nice.
Yeah,
staff there are fantastic. It's really clean.
Do we know if that pass gives you parking now too, or you got to pay for parking for that pass?
Oh, I do not know.
Because that's another breaking factor right there.
Yeah. See, I don't even think about parking because of being a pass holder. I don't even think about parking.
That's like with me at Six Flags. I don't worry about parking because I have it included. But I looked the other day, just parking at Six Flags is $30. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it would become one of those things where it may be cheaper to get a Lyft or an Uber or like what I'm talking about there at Gateway. They have a free shuttle.
Yeah,
you could do something like that.
I'll go park in downtown Disney and take a bus to a resort and take one to the.
Oh yeah, exactly. We don't do that though.
Yeah, no.
AJC thinking of getting one next week. There would have been 3 parties I could have gone to: August 27th, 30th, and September 2nd.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's two really good questions about whether the season is it just Halloween, which I think that's what we've kind of read into. But then the parking.
See, if I knew about this, I probably would have gotten this pass before going down this trip, because I could have definitely got my money's worth out of it just being down there this one trip.
Yeah. Yes, you could have. You could have because it's what, Tuesdays and Fridays.
Right. So
Tuesdays and then
I'm getting
Fridays.
I'm getting down there Tuesday, so I could have went Tuesday night.
Mhm.
I could have went Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. So that would have been before right there.
Yeah. And AJC said that not sure about parking. Most who are local and have APs that include parking. Yeah, and that's the thing. With us, we never even think about parking. So when you just said that,
Yeah,
that's a really good question. You can go 30 times, but yeah, you pay to park 30 times. There's another ticket.
there's a season pass.
Yeah.
There's a season pass.
That's season pass. Yeah.
I mean, what's parking down there now?
Wow. Yeah. Go ahead and
What's
upgrade
about $30 or so to park a day?
Wow.
So yeah.
But all in all, though, I will say, going back to Galaxy's Edge, this is the I know there's a glare. This is the little brochure that they give you.
Yep.
And it has the I mean, it's only a bifold because it's got the park map in there.
Yep.
And but you can also do the and of course the Arabesh decoder is on the back. There's a lot of Arabesh, a lot of the walls.
What about the apps? Is the app working in Galaxy Edge?
It's working now. Yeah. It's the Play app.
Yeah.
And we didn't use it. We actually opened it up, but like I said, we started hanging out with TTG. We all got talking, everything, just kind of hanging out. We didn't even
Disney World. The only thing I care about is my camera.
Yeah,
I'm not even using my phone.
Any of that, we didn't play it. So it was like, well, maybe one of the trips we will.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we had pretty much covered everything.
Maybe for a video for a trip, but
yeah, we'd covered everything in a couple of hours, and then like I said, we sat down. We probably sat with them for a good hour under the umbrellas and just talked and people watched.
That's great. That's great. I love that.
It was a blast.
I love it.
Well, I think I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go grab something to eat. And
not a problem. This was great.
Man, this is awesome.
Yep, definitely was.
I'm glad I figured out how to get you in here.
I was trying to walk you through. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna take forever with typing. I'm like,
I know. I'm
screaming at my screen. I'm like, just send the link.
And well, then it was like, how are we going to send the link? How's the best way to send the link? Because I'm on my Surface Pro, and of course the internet. I'm like, anything I do is going to pull away from the stream. Yeah. So I thought the quickest thing I can do, because I already had my Facebook tab up.
Oh yeah.
Facebook message you.
Honestly, I forgot about I hardly ever get on my Facebook anymore. It's either Twitter or YouTube now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I'm glad we got that happening.
Awesome.
So AJC said, yes, start using it because in the land they will be doing something with the credits earned. Okay. That'll be cool.
My credits are no good here.
Yeah, that's right. I kept telling John or Dana to go up to one of the stormtroopers and ask them if they were a little short to be a stormtrooper.
Oh, I have full intentions of messing with every single person in that land. I feel sorry for my wife. Okay?
John did.
I'm literally walking in there with a Rebel Legion racing shirt on that is basically the Coruscant symbol on the back of it. And it has two lightsabers going down the side. And it has the Jedi symbols on the shoulders, on epaulets. And I'm just walking in there. I'm like, what was? I'm like, you were coming with me,
right? You have no credits now.
I just sense a sense of disturbance in the Force. And they're not going to know what to do. I guarantee they're not going to know what to do.
Right.
What?
The Force.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? So.
Well, Chewbacca walked by one time and Don went, woo, like that.
Yeah.
Looked over at him and called back. That was hilarious.
It's like, well, they'd be like, well, you're mind tricked. I'm like, oh, so you're a hut. Only people mind tricks don't work on her hut. So you're a hut.
You're gonna get left. You're gonna get left in Galaxy's Edge. That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna go.
I
See ya.
don't care. I'm on vacation.
I don't know him.
Fun.
I don't know him. Y'all take him away. I'm just gonna go ride the ride.
I warned her already, so.
All right, brother. Well, we're gonna call it a night, and I'll see you in some of those streams. I guess probably. I don't know. I'm gonna go see how the presidential poster making is going on in the house. So
Awesome.
I don't know if you caught the beginning of that, but Becca's running for student government president.
Yeah, I heard all that. Yeah, that's awesome.
So she.
Vote for me. Vote for
I
me.
would, but I'm not in school.
All right, man. Well, have a great night, and I think all you guys know Two Real Geeks, but if you don't, make sure you subscribe to their channel. Check them out; they've got a great channel. And if you haven't subscribed to Mickey Sightings, do that. Check like on this video. Leave a comment. You know the drill. All right, man.
This guy right there, get with him. He's great.
This guy right there.
One of these.
All right, man. Have a great night, and God bless, and we'll see you guys hopefully at Disney.
Yes, sir. See you later.
All right. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hallelujah.